The dawn of March 1st, 1896, marked a turning point not just for Ethiopia, but for the entire African continent. As the sun rose over the highlands of Adwa, a fierce battle was about to unfold, one that would forever change the course of history. The Italians, confident in their European superiority, believed this would be a quick and decisive victory, a stepping stone in their quest to colonize Ethiopia. But they underestimated Ethiopia's resolve, and more importantly, they underestimated one woman, a woman whose name has been whispered through the centuries, but rarely given the recognition it deserves. That woman was Empress Taytu Betul, while her husband, Emperor Menelik II, is often credited with leading Ethiopia to victory. It was Taytu Betul's brilliant mind, strategic vision, and indomitable spirit that made the triumph at Adwa possible. She was the hidden heroine of one of Africa's greatest military victories. Taytu Betul's life did not begin in the halls of power, but her sharp intelligence and fiery determination quickly earned her a place among Ethiopia's ruling elite. Born into a noble family in 1851, Taytu was no ordinary woman. She was fiercely independent, well-educated and fluent in Amharic, Ge'ez, and Tigrinya. Her strong will and keen political insight made her stand out in a society where women were often expected to remain in the background. Taytu's marriage to Menelik II in 1889 was not just a personal union. It was a political alliance that would soon become one of the most formidable partnerships in Ethiopian history. While Menelik ruled with strength and vision, Taytu was his equal, advising him on matters of state and playing a key role in the decisions that would shape Ethiopia's future. She was not content to simply be a figurehead. Taytu was a leader in her own right. In the late 1800s, Italy set its sights on Ethiopia, seeking to expand its colonial empire into Africa. After signing the Treaty of Wuchale in 1889, Italy claimed that Ethiopia had agreed to become its protectorate, a claim based on a deliberately mistranslated version of the treaty. While the Italian version of the treaty stated that Ethiopia had surrendered its sovereignty, the Amharic version, read by Menelik and Taytu, made no such concession. When Taytu Betul learned of this betrayal, she was furious. She immediately recognized the threat posed by Italy and became one of the strongest voices urging Menelik to reject the treaty. While some in Menelik's court urged him to appease the Italians, Taytu stood firm. She was determined that Ethiopia would not bow to foreign rule, and she used every ounce of her influence to ensure that the nation would resist. As tensions with Italy escalated, war became inevitable. In February 1896, the two armies finally converged at the mountainous region of Adwa. While Menelik commanded the military, it was Taytu's tactical genius that turned the tide of the battle. Before the fighting even began, Taytu devised a strategy to weaken the Italian forces. Knowing the importance of resources in warfare, she suggested cutting off the Italians' access to water. Ethiopia's forces, under her guidance, blocked the streams and wells in the area, leaving the Italian troops dehydrated and demoralized. When the battle began, the Italians found themselves outmaneuvered and overwhelmed. Though they had superior weaponry, they were unprepared for the fierce resistance of the Ethiopian army, which had been bolstered by the rallying cry of Empress Taytu. Her presence on the battlefield was not symbolic. She personally commanded a battalion of soldiers, fighting alongside them as they defended their land. Taytu's brilliance extended beyond military strategy. She played a key role in uniting the various Ethiopian factions, ensuring that rival ethnic groups would fight together against the common enemy. It was her ability to forge alliances and inspire loyalty that helped turn the tide in Ethiopia's favor. Under her guidance, the Ethiopian forces fought with a unity and determination that the Italians had not anticipated. The Battle of Adwa ended in a stunning victory for Ethiopia. The Italian forces were crushed, and Ethiopia remained independent, a beacon of hope for other African nations under the yoke of colonialism. The victory at Adwa sent shockwaves through Europe. How could an African nation, seemingly primitive by European standards, defeat a modern European army? The answer lay not just in the strength of Ethiopia's warriors, but in the brilliance of its leaders, especially Empress Taytu Betul. Her strategic mind, her unwavering resolve, and her ability to rally her people were crucial to Ethiopia's success. While Menelik was celebrated as the emperor who led his nation to victory, Taytu's contributions were often downplayed or forgotten. But those who knew the truth understood that Taytu was the hidden heroine of Adwa. In the years following the battle, Taytu Betul continued to wield significant power. As Menelik's health declined, she took on an even greater role in the governance of Ethiopia, shaping its policies and ensuring its continued independence. She also played a major part in the founding of Addis Ababa, the capital city that would become the heart of modern Ethiopia. Though Taytu eventually stepped away from public life, her legacy lived on. She was a woman ahead of her time, an empress who defied the expectations of her gender and rose to become one of the most powerful figures in Ethiopian history. Her story is one of courage, intelligence, and an unbreakable spirit. The story of the Battle of Adwa is often told as a tale of Ethiopia's triumph over European imperialism, a proud moment in African history. But behind that victory was a woman whose contributions have too often been overlooked. Taytu Betul was more than just an empress. She was a warrior, a strategist, and the hidden heroine who helped secure Ethiopia's freedom. Today, as we reflect on the legacies of those who shaped the world, Taytu Betul deserves to be remembered not as a figure in the background, but as a leader who stood at the forefront of one of Africa's most significant victories. Her bravery and brilliance continue to inspire, reminding us that history is often written by the powerful, but true power lies in those who fight for what is right.